Back on the tube. Back on the YouTube
We are
TV.
back. Crooked camera and all. I just realized my camera's crooked, but we're not fixing it. So,
I
what's up,
didn't.
YouTube? How you doing? I thought my co-host would let me know if my camera was that crooked, but he didn't. So here we are. It looks like
Don't
there's a
blame.
minor
Don't blame me,
earthquake.
bro. You're the one who did it.
It's
So
Big Z's fault. Through and through, it's Big Z's fault.
that's right.
So
That's right. That's right. It's
at
always
least I have
Big
a little
Z's
sign that
fault.
says Brevity Sports. See? Brevity Sports. Where's your sign that says Brevity Sports, Big Z? Boom.
I rep the Dodgers.
Base. Base.
Well, actually, you have two Dodger things on there. You
I
have a
do.
cup and then the hat. That's a cool hat. It's like an '80s hat.
Yeah, you like that? I thought it'd
Yeah,
be
it's
like a
pretty.
nice
It's
little
pretty.
touch.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
You got that HP right
Yeah.
there. I got that Apple. It's nice. It's nice.
You
We're
know?
repping. We're repping some brands tonight.
If only we had sponsors, man.
If
Four
only.
roses in my glass.
If only, bro. If only. LaCroix. Yeah.
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Give us a sponsorship, people. Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Come
We'll
on.
take anything. Like
Do the right thing.
$5 an episode, $5 a minute, whatever you want. Whatever you
Whatever you
want.
want. Whatever you want. Free.
Got you.
You know? Just
We're ready to sign on
slap
that dotted line.
just slap your name on our YouTube video. It'd be great.
Please. That'd be
Come
awesome.
on.
We'll talk about we'll talk you up.
We will.
We will talk you up.
We absolutely will.
Give us all the free stuff, so we can try it. We'll talk you up. Be happy. And then then we're good.
Boom.
We're good. Boom.
Boom.
That's great. YouTube, you're welcome. You're welcome for another great, insightful conversation from us.
Few minutes of just greatness. Just greatness. Just that's what you experienced right there. So
Pure
you're
greatness.
welcome. You are welcome.
Boom. Well, you want to get over? You want to get over to the
Let's
other
do
people?
it. Let's start this pod. Let's do it.
All right, let's do
Get it
it.
going. Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah, not us. It's definitely not us. That's facts.
It's for sure you. I don't know if it's me. It's definitely
it's
you.
definitely not us, dude. It's just they want the brand. And
The
however
brand?
that comes to them, that's what they want.
They want brevity, and we never keep it brevity. Maybe that's
So
the
they
problem.
don't want anything to do with that.
Maybe that's the problem right there.
So we're yeah.
Oh.
Well, it is what it is, right?
Look at
Let's
that.
do
We're
this
getting
thing.
views. We're getting views on our YouTube page. Look at that. 422. What's up?
Let's
That's how
do
we
it.
do it.
Boom.
What is up, everybody? We are back. Another episode. Brevity Sports. It is your host, joined as always by my co-host, Big Z. Say hi to the people.
What's up, people? How you doing? How you doing? I am good. How are you? How you guys doing? I missed you guys. We were gone last week. We had some stuff come up, but we're back at you. Just like we always say, we're gonna come back regardless, no matter what happens. So
We
we're
might
back
be
at you
busy,
guys.
but we will never abandon you. And we are busy, Big Z. I got home, maybe 20 minutes ago?
Yes.
And then we decided to get this thing going. So here we are. We're back.
That's right. Yeah, I went to the mountains this week. It was
Wow.
fun. Took the
Tell me about the
fam.
mountains. Tell me about the mountains, Big Z. How was
Oh,
it?
it was.
How
It's just so nice. Like I didn't hear a siren once, and to me, like I know, sirens. It means something's bad is happening, of course, but also I live right at an intersection, and there's a hospital like a mile down the road, so I hear a lot of sirens at all times of the day, and sometimes I'm just like, oh, it's just loud, and so. That was one of my biggest takeaways from the mountains was just like the sheer silence and there's nothing, no sirens, the beautiful nature just speaking to me, the birds chirping,
Yeah.
the great fresh smells, my boy hiking crazily, like going 3 miles without me even like barely even helping him, like except like the last 5 minutes. I was like, dude, this guy is awesome. And he was like, this morning we were going driving home and he said, are we going back to the cabin? I was like, no, we're not going back. He was so sad. He was like, no, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. He was so pumped, dude. It was a good time. It was good. The week off kind of came unexpectedly. So, but it was good. Nice little blessing for sure to have, hang out with the family. Haven't had a week off in a while. So it was good, man. How about you? How's All Stars? How's coaching?
It's one of those things that you sort of think like there's a break coming, just finished up spring coaching two teams. And then, my oldest boy had the opportunity to make all stars this year, which is like super fortunate, super lucky, super just his hard work paying off. So I don't want to say anything bad about it.
Right.
Having said that, as a father, like there is that little bit of selfishness. Like I was so ready for a break. And like not only did he make all stars, but they needed help, right? Because not everybody has a schedule that they can help and be on the field and do things like today, practice started at 5. So of course your boy was there at 4:30,
Of course.
dragging, wetting the field, getting ready for practice. Because I have my own pool business, so I'm afforded that luxury. So I'm also coaching. So
Yeah.
we are right back in the thick of it, Big Z. No rest for the wicked. It is what it is, but it's just amazing to watch that kid grow. In my opinion, I am a little bit biased, but he really did separate himself at first base, like right at the word
Oh,
go. First practice, just showing what he could do. But he works hard. It's not by
he's a
accident. I've said it before on this podcast. He is not one of those kids that is like just naturally talented. He's not that fast. He's not that big. He's not that strong, but he just works
right. He
hard.
has that
He
work ethic.
loves working on one hoppers. He loves practicing his position. He takes coaching incredibly well. Just like any other kid, he gets emotional at times, but it's very rare, far and few in between. And sometimes when he gets emotional, it's like, I'm probably being a little bit hard on him. But he
Yeah.
is just a great kid, and I'm so proud of him. I'm pumped for him. And like as tired as I am, I know it's going to be a memory. It's going to be
Right.
one of those things that you look back at and you're like, I'm really glad that I did it because they're only this age one time.
Yeah.
And you just got to squeeze, every last drop. Like Yes Man. I don't know you remember that movie, Yes Man? You remember
I
that?
do. I do.
Jim
Of
Carrey.
course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
squeeze every last drop out of this life. That's totally where that came from. That's a good movie.
He's,
I need to watch that again. I need to watch
yeah. There's so many good movies. We just we showed all of our portions of The Lion King last night.
it. Attaboy.
We found like there was a TV in the cabin, and like he was really tired. But like, let's watch. But like, I remember these movies like I enjoyed as a child myself, and I haven't watched that in years. And then I was like, you know what? Like, let's show him. Let's start it. He's 2.5 now. Like, he
Why not?
understands. He can talk.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And yeah, dude, he loved it. He was obsessed. We were listening to Lion King the whole way down the mountain. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies we should watch again. It's just like stuff like comes up in conversation like that.
Well,
Question though.
tell me.
Your boy, he's a lefty, right?
He is lefty.
So he's a natural at first base.
Yeah, he loves playing first base. He also pitches pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll see though. Like, you know what? He doesn't get a lot of opportunity because like he pitches well. But oftentimes on the teams he's on, it's difficult. You have to really weigh out, is he better at first base? Is he better at pitching? And it's close, man. It's
Right.
close. And they have a lot of pitchers on this team, so we'll see if he gets to pitch, but at the very least, he's gonna get to play a lot of first base, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's a lot
That's
of
good,
fun.
man.
We're gonna have 3 practices a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that's gonna be a good time. And we're gonna have scrimmages on top of it. So it's just gonna be all encompassing. My friend, it's so funny. My buddy's coming out from Arizona, and he was like literally hitting me up, like, dude, I haven't seen you in like a year. Like, I can't wait to get out there. Like, let's spend a day by the pool. And literally like going through our calendar. And like, I'm like, oh God, that's practice, that's a game, that's closing ceremonies, because of course we got to wrap it up on the last season. Just the whole 9 yards. So we're trying to figure it out. But it's just one of those things, man. When you have kids, it's like it's sort of a maturing process of
Yeah.
of like stepping outside of yourself and the realization that I am no longer, I like.
It's not
This
you.
isn't right.
It's
It's
them.
not you. It's like
them.
you have to step outside
Yeah.
of yourself and realize
Yeah.
you are not the most important person in your
Right.
universe, and it becomes blatantly obvious the first time you hold them. It's just a different experience.
Oh, for
Respect
sure.
to
Yeah.
the parties who have kids, respect to the parties who don't. Because there are times where me and are like waking up on a Saturday morning, we're having a cup of coffee. It hasn't happened since Arwen, but before Arwen, we would wake up on like a random Saturday, the boys would be gone. They'd be at like a grandparent's house who like was begging for them because we suck at giving away our kids because we just love them so much. But we were sitting there on a Saturday and just sipping coffee. We'd be like, man, this could have been our life. Like this with significantly less bills. Like, what were we doing? But then of course you remember how much you love your children.
In
And,
silence. In like
When they're gone, you're just like, why is this house so quiet? This is
Oh, bro.
weird.
Yeah. It's so eye opening. You're like,
And
what
then
is going
suddenly, like,
on?
what feels like such a small space is like this massive space. Or like when
Yeah.
baseball's not going on, it's like, what do I even do? What am I supposed to do on a
Yeah.
Monday night? What do adults do on a Monday night?
And then you just
You
like,
know?
but then the funny thing is like after 2 hours, you miss them.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're like, what? Cause like, Haley and I went away for a weekend in March. It's March now.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time that we'd done that, since Oliver was born. And like within 4 or 5 hours, like we were already texting your parents, like, or they were texting us like pictures and videos of Oliver, and we're like showing our friends, like we're all hanging out with, like, look at Oliver, what he's doing. I'm like,
Hey, your
you
friends don't
know, this
care.
is so
After
funny.
the 30 video, they
Yeah.
don't care. Third
Yeah,
video,
they're
they're
like,
like,
okay, like,
get your
yeah,
baby
I
another
know he's
face.
cute and
Yeah.
funny, but like you all came to hang out. It's like, man, like eventually I was like, you know what? Sorry, like I realize, yeah, you guys don't care. You're not none of your
They
parents.
don't.
Like
But
it's
they
all good.
do. They do care because they're your friends,
They
but they also want you to be you because like your friends also take a hit, right? Like once you have kids, like you go from being
mm,
that down person to like, where are you? Oh, I'm at baseball coaching, right? Like
right.
tonight, like I was invited out to a brewery with a couple friends I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen in a very long while actually. And I was like, yeah, I think I can come after practice. Practice went an hour long. And it
Right.
wasn't that it went an hour long. It was that I had to clean up the bases, drag the fields, and then me and the coach needed to like break down what we saw from practice, what we saw from the kids. So like
Right.
it's just there's just things that take a back seat, and it's unfortunate. So your friends are probably looking at you like, dude, that's great, your kid is cute, but like I miss you. Like let's hang out.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
let me have Big Z. Let me have Big Z from the Halloween party running into the legend, like finding his woman. Like
That's right.
let me have that guy back.
That's
You
right,
know.
bro. That's right. Yeah. I mean, it that guy comes back every now and again. Every now and again.
I don't know. You're a committed father, and you're a great
But
father.
though, talking about how busy you are and how busy we are as parents, you're gonna have to find a time for me, man, because
I
you
know.
lost a bet. You lost a bet.
I lost a bet. And it
And if
was
y'all don't
just
remember, we know it's been 2 weeks, but Fredo, the boy Fredo said that Bruins and Panthers would go 7 games. I was like, no way, dude. Chuck is going to freaking Chuck the Bruins, and that he did in Game 6, and that is why you owe me sushi again.
I will never believe in
Yet
you again,
another
Boston.
win, another win
I
for Big Z.
I
Tally
will
it,
never believe
mark
in
it.
Boston again. Never.
I mean, you should just believe what I say. Believe what I say. Except when it comes to the Timberwolves, but that's
Here's
a
what we
whole
need to
other
do.
story.
We need to find like a Sunday where I can still like somehow seduce you and trick you out here with your whole family. And like Haley can bring Oliver and she and the boys and Danielle can hang out like poolside heated pool.
Oh, that's great.
And then you and I will go get sushi. That way I can still feel you with sake and we can just hang out. And then we'll come back.
And so Oliver is doing swim lessons actually next week.
Perfect. See?
So
What a better
last year
place
he
to
did
be.
it and it wasn't good. But now he's like on Memorial Day, we went in the in-laws pools, like they had a big barbecue. And he was there for like 4 hours. And he's like,
See?
Dad, come on in. And we're swimming. And he's doing the
See?
kick in, his bubble, he can blow the bubbles now. So yeah, bro, it's time. It's like he's gonna be swimming. Cause we went there, but he was what, 6 months
Yeah, he didn't
when he
appreciate
went.
it, but now he will. He'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So,
okay. That
yeah.
sounds fun.
All
That
right,
sounds fun.
perfect. This works. But you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, let's stay there. So the NHL, the Panthers seem like they're going to do it again. They're going to upset me and go against my pick. I thought for sure the Rangers were a very complete team. I still think this is going 7. I'm not going to make a bet about it because it's just not going to happen. We got close last podcast, but I think this is going 7. But it's been a great series. I really do think. This series has been very, very fun to watch. I didn't get to watch it tonight. This is actually the first game from the series I've missed because I have enjoyed the physicality, the back and forth. Both teams are so locked in. So, I think it's going to be fun, man. It's a great series. And I think the next game is Panthers, right? It's in Florida. So they got a chance to shut it down in front of their home fans. It was a huge win tonight. That was huge. You're for sure muted. Those of you listening to the podcast,
That's
don't
the
know.
second game the Panthers have won on the road. Thank you for telling me that. That's impressive, man. Like, it seems to me like the first round was all about the home team. Like No,
That was amazing. I'm sorry. Do not take this out. Let the people hear our mistakes.
no.
If you're listening to the podcast, Big Z's not editing this. You need to go to our YouTube right now. This is totally a plug for our YouTube and just watch Big Z just passionately speak about his Panthers and like he's making faces and wagging his finger and his mouth
How
is
long
like,
was I on mute?
no, that was it. It was just for the start of the take. You cannot take this out. Future Big Z,
I
who's
won't take it
editing our
out.
podcast, do not take this out.
I
And if
won't
you're
take it
listening to
out.
this podcast on a podcast, wherever you listen to it, go watch our YouTube page, Brevity Sports. It is hilarious. He is like passionately ripping into his mic, and it is so muted. It is fantastic. Continue. I apologize.
I don't even know how I muted it. But anyways, I feel like the first round of the playoffs was all about the home team. And like I don't think an away team won for like the first week of like the whole first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep.
And now it's kind of like flipped on its head.
100%.
And like the Panthers have won 2 games on the road against the Rangers, which is huge. And then also the Rangers have won 2 games, I'm pretty sure, on the road against the Panthers. So it's impressive, man. Like what the Panthers have been able to do. I was kind of weary of the Rangers since, the boy Fredo, the Mr. Hockey over here, was like that they're the team to beat, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. But I have faith in Tkachuk. Tkachuk is going to do it. And the crazy thing is though, like Tkachuk hasn't even shown up as much as he normally does this series, which gives me hope that game 6, when they come home, he's finally going to wake up and score like 2 or 3 goals, get a hat trick, and he's going to finish. He's going to finish off the Rangers.
I'm hopeful for 2 game 7s purely selfishly because game 7s to me
they're fun.
Are just so electric. If I could get game 7s from both these series, because on the other side, the Stars and the Oilers are all knotted up. Oilers, McDavid's completely shut me up. He's like, I don't care how good the pieces are around me. I'm the man. I'm the dog. Yeah. I can compete with anybody. If both of these series go 7, it'll be amazing. Just both sides emptying the tanks, hitting as hard as they possibly can. I love it. I love it. And I really hope both these series go 7 because, again, the Rangers have had a phenomenal season, right? Goaltender standing on their head, defense, the whole 9 yards. Panthers the same way. The fourth lines are competing. Yeah. It's everything you want to see in a hockey series. And both of these matchups are so close. And despite what the TNT announcers would have you believe about the Oilers and Stars, I mean, literally every time even the games the Stars won, they were just like, the Oilers are dominating this game. It's like, that's weird because the Stars just won.
I know. I mean, the game on Monday when Robertson had a hat trick for the Stars, and they were so mad, and Stars won the game, and like you could just tell the announcers just deflated.
So sad, so upset.
And I was like, literally, this guy scored a hat trick on the road as well, like like with no fans behind him.
Yeah,
like it totally carried the team, put them on his back to take the series lead at that point. And it was just like, well, the Oilers, they weren't there for the power play today, like they normally, whatever excuse it was. It's so annoying. I hate when there's like the media fanfare behind just like one team, and this always happens. Like whether it's in baseball with like the Phillies or like the Diamond, whatever it is.
Right.
Like it always seems like we're on the other side of it because if the Dodgers are in the playoffs, they now just hate the Dodgers.
Like, or we're listening to John Smoltz,
Yeah, we're listening to John Smoltz and talk about, whatever. Or Joe Buck.
Now, back in my day when I was pitching for the Braves, we were way better. Like, what? Stop it.
Yeah, or Joe Buck, like his Cardinal bias, like in everything, Cardinals, Dodgers in the playoffs, like just bad memories for us.
And now we have to listen to Joe Davis, just upset that he's not doing every single game for the Dodgers. We're just mad.
It's so sad. So sad. But at least he's on Fox during the playoffs. That's good.
I still know. I'm pissed. I don't know when broadcasting. I mean, I do for the last 10, 15 years, but like once upon a time, like MLB broadcasting was king. We had like Vin Scully, right? With the Dodgers his entire career. And now it's like, we would have never been able to keep Vin. There's no way. Like we would have never, like if Vin was today, like if he was a brand new broadcaster, we would have never been able to keep him, which we can't. We didn't keep Joe Davis, Well,
it's crazy. Like Joe Davis does basketball game, like college basketball, does NFL, like
whatever Fox is. Yeah.
I
will say,
talented.
this new team is growing on me. I'm not gonna lie. EK, Eric Harris, because I loved him back
Yeah.
in the day with Sean Green
Oh yeah.
and I forget this other gentleman's name, but they are growing on me like significantly. I'm enjoying listening to them. So
On Sportsnet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're doing well. But
The-
that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about
yeah, sorry
the
to bring it
fact. Sorry,
local. My bad.
apologize. Yeah, apologies.
Sorry.
The Panthers and Rangers, they're going to play Saturday at 5 o'clock. That's Pacific time, so don't miss that. Tomorrow, the Oilers and Stars go head to head 2-2. They're going back to Dallas tomorrow at 5:30. Dallas is going to take it. I genuinely believe that both these series are going 7. And I think it'd be great for hockey. I think that would boost ratings significantly. I think everybody would love watching those games. So I can't wait. I still have the Rangers somehow pulling that out. I mean, the Panthers are playing just possessed hockey. They look fantastic.
They do.
And
They do.
the Oilers are just leaning on their front line, and somehow their penalty kill is more nasty than their actual penalty.
Which is insane because their power play is insane.
Right. Oh, it's amazing.
Insanely good. Like, I've never seen a power play that good ever.
I mean, their ability to stop power plays is insane. They haven't allowed, I think it's like 22 to 26 or something like that, somewhere in that wheelhouse of not allowing previous 20 something power plays to score. That's stupid.
Yeah,
that's an insane amount.
It's incredible.
So
yeah, the series is tied 2-2. I'm hoping for the Stars. I really am. Selfishly, I don't want the Panthers or Rangers to go 7 because then it's an MSG. But the home ice thing, it really doesn't matter. It hasn't been.
It doesn't matter
yet.
It doesn't matter. No.
But if you're going to play a game 7 and you're the home team, out of any of the teams left, I would choose MSG or the road. Where the Rangers play, because like that's the mecca of home ice. It's the mecca for basketball.
Madison Square. Come on.
Yeah. So
Miracle on Ice.
Yeah. So but let's just keep it 6. Let's end it in Florida.
Nah, it's going 7. It's going 7. Series that didn't go 7 either went 7. NBA. This was not great in the Eastern Northwestern Conference Finals. It was supposed to be good. A lot of people had the Timberwolves. We loved us some Ant. We loved us a lot of people, but I did say before the series started that I was going back to my Mavericks. I said that clearly as much as I loved Ant. Look, and the reason I'm picking the Mavericks, the reason I picked Mavericks in this series is the same reason I'm picking the Mavericks to win it all. They have Luka and they have Kyrie.
Yep.
The 2 best closers in the NBA. No one is stopping them. There's nobody on this. I know Holiday is great at defense. I don't care. The Mavericks are going to win that series against Celtics. I have no doubt in my mind. The Celtics have had a significantly easier road to this point, and they've been blown out several times. The issue is that the team they were playing like a Pacers got injured again. So unless they're hoping that Luka goes out with an injury, which, like, knock on wood, it's not going to happen, the Mavericks are going to win the series, hands down. I think I'll give the Celtics some respect. I think it goes 6, but the Mavericks are winning that series, hands down. And again, shout out to Ant and Towns. That was the funniest duo throughout this entire playoffs. That was hilarious. Like, the one game they won, again, Ant was like, it's the foul stuff. It's a foul. If he just stays out of foul trouble. And then Towns like, look, but like the foul that I got wasn't a foul. And then Ant was like, bro, we're going to fight on the bus. Like, they're so funny, like back and forth, dude. Like, no, stop it. You fouled out. That's what happened. But I loved it. The series was good. It was closer than it appeared, but hey, there's no points for close, or else the Lakers would still be somehow in the playoffs. Because again, they gave the Nuggets all they could handle. But here the Mavericks are going to the finals. I'm happy for them. I can't say a bad thing about Luka. Coming into the series, it was all about the Timberwolves defense. And the Mavericks outplayed them defensively as well. They did. I'm looking forward to this finals, but I got the Mavericks, Big Z.
Well, Luka's played defense, and that's kind of been a knock on him his whole career, is that he's really lazy on the defensive end so that he can score on the offensive end. But he's picked it up, and he's actually the best player at times on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm with you, man. I'm taking Mavericks. The Celtics, they've won. They've steamrolled their way through the East, but the Eastern Conference is trash. The Eastern Conference does not have any teams. They might as well have just had a bye, like when the regular season ended and up till now, up till the NBA Finals, because they played a Heat team that did not have Jimmy Butler. They played a Cavaliers team that did not have Donovan Mitchell, and they played
Right.
a Pacers team that did not have Tyrese Halliburton. Those are all three great superstar, the best players on those teams. And in the NBA, if you're missing your superstar, you might as well not be be in competition, be in the playoffs, right? Like you might as well just give up, like and just lay down and let the other team win. And that's what the Celtics got. They just
Yeah.
steamrolled their way through the East. The reason I'm picking the Mavs is because the Celtics haven't been tested yet. I don't know what kind of team they are. Like if they're going to get punched, I really don't know if they're going to be able to get back up and punch back. And the Mavericks are going to punch them time and time again. They have Luka, they have Kyrie, they have other guys like PJ Washington giving them great minutes, great energy off the bench. I just love the way that Jason Kidd has the Mavericks playing right now. They're believing in who they are and their system, and just really just saying, you know what, screw the haters. The way that we're playing, we're going to win this way. You know, like they've had their system for a while now, and a lot of people have been kind of weary about the way that Jason Kidd has coached the team and the way that he's kind of like allowed them to go about their business. But now it's kind of coming to fruition, right? And now it's they've grown together, they've gone through some trials and some errors together, but now they're able to finally they're coming up out on top, and it's really showed with the chemistry between Luka and Kyrie. So I just don't think Jason Tatum on the Celtics has that killer instinct. A lot of people love him, and he's don't get me wrong, he's a really good player. I
Yeah.
just don't think that when push comes to shove, if he's a guy that I'm going to take to the front lines with me in battle, right? And
Right.
so I'm going Mavs.
Let's
I'm going
go.
Mavs.
We
Yeah,
finally agree.
we
We'll
finally agree.
a large hot bottle of sake because we agreed. Boom. Finally
Boom.
agreed.
That's right.
We're taking the Mavericks. Moving right along, and the largest news in sports history.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you've ever watched sports, this is bigger than anything that's ever happened ever. Okay, bigger than the Miracle on Ice, bigger than anything. All right. Angel Hernandez is retired from the MLB. Thank the good Lord. If you don't
Wow.
believe there's a God, this is
Wow.
proof that there is. Okay, this guy, he's terrible. I've literally watched countless videos since he retired of his worst calls, and they are horrible. I feel like Bryce Harper needs to do the right thing here and send him the most expensive bottle of whiskey he can find to celebrate this retirement. Like that's the only solution.
Yeah,
Like
man.
he's awful. I mean, he's terrible. He threw Bryce Harper out of like what every other game that he had him for. Like I'm sure it wasn't that bad. You know, he had the 3 strikeout calls, 2 inches
Yeah.
off, 3 inches off the plate, which to those who don't watch baseball, that's massive. I
Right.
mean, countless awful calls, blown games, countless. Just every time he was inserted into a game, he was always discussed, always talked about. This is fantastic that he's gone.
Right.
MLB should rejoice. I'm happy I never have to watch him again because honestly, let's be real. When the playoffs have come around, you would be concerned. Is Hernandez on the crew
Well,
that has my team?
yeah. Well, Hernandez eventually, like the last few years, he hasn't been invited to the playoffs, at least behind the plate. So at least MLB made that correction because it was horrendous. Like
Bad,
he was
bad.
one of the worst umpires around. But in fact, he's actually not the worst umpire in
Ooh,
MLB.
really?
We have three guys that's worse than him when it comes to expected corrected call differential. Um, Bruce Dreckman, Marvin Hudson, and Chad Whitson actually have worse overall calls and overall accuracy than him. So that's saying something. I think that he's just done it for so long and been so bad for so long, even before
Yeah. How old are those guys?
the strike zone was like implemented on the TV. Like even
Right.
before that, you're like, dude, that's a ball. Like what are you doing? Like, oh, that's not a strike. Um, so I don't know how old these guys are. But I'm just saying because I remember like Jeff Passan came on ESPN probably or Pat McAfee show a couple months ago, and they were talking about Angel Hernandez, and he's like, he's not even the worst. You know, like there's actually worse umpires than him, but he's just been doing it for longer. That's why. Uh, but you know what? Good for him. No matter
No,
what,
bad for him.
no matter what the hate, bro. Like, what a cool career.
You're awful.
Yeah.
He's awful. You're both awful. I wish him no great career. I don't care.
Well, he had
He
a
is
great
one of
career.
the strongest reasons to have a robot ump of all time.
Yeah,
And
you know, and
after
that's not
watching him,
coming. And that's not coming for
it's not coming. It's not coming.
not next season. Not next season. That's sad.
But see, they're going about it wrong. They're like when if you read the report about the robot umps, they're talking about every call, and I've already said that. Like it should be the umpire's call. The robot umpire should not supersede the umpire's call. Well, what I've asked for is a robot ump to tell the umpire that is a ball or a strike, and then the umpire can decide. I've already said that because I
Right.
don't think pitchers should be rewarded for missing their spots. You know,
Right.
I still think it should be a ball if you're supposed to throw it in top right corner and it ends up in the bottom left and it's barely a strike. Like you should not, that should not be a strike. Like you should have to hit your spot. It is already the hardest thing to do in sports to hit the baseball without you being able to just throw it wherever you want all willy nilly. Like I don't
Right.
support that. I think you should have to hit your spot. So I don't care if the robot umpire says that it's a strike. What I care about is if you're calling it consistently and the robot umpire, like 6 pitches in, is calling it consistently, at least there
Right.
can be some semblance of accountability to say, hey, the robot ump has told you 6 times in a row that that's a ball. Why are you calling it a strike? Right. That's what I'm talking about is to bring accountability. But I agree. The robot ump should not have the final say, nor
Right.
should there not be umpires. And I think that is the solution when I hear Rob Manfred come out and say, we're not even close. This is not working. Again, I've already proposed that because he's already proposed that of having a unified effort between the umpires and the robot umps. It makes more sense to me.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. 100%. I'm glad he's gone. I'm
I'm
glad he's
glad he's
gone.
gone. Well, you know who else is gone? Lopez. Lopez from the Mets. Turns
He's
out
gone. DFA'd.
if you
DFA'd.
call your team the worst team in the MLB, that
Yeah.
is not smiled upon.
I guess not. I guess not. I mean,
It's frowned upon.
even if it's almost true, at least in the National League, I guess you're gonna be cut. I mean,
It might be true, not
he
because it's not
he got
because they're
ejected
actually the
and he
worst.
threw he threw his glove into the stands. Like that's the reason why they're saying that. Like that they cut him. It was unprofessional. And it is kind of crazy because he's actually leading the MLB in appearance, like pitching appearances. And his ERA is only like 3.2. Like it's not bad. Like he's actually a very viable pitcher. Like I hope the Dodgers go get him because
Yeah,
he used to be the best closer like 2 years ago for the Orioles. So I wouldn't mind if the Dodgers went and got him.
yeah, go get him. Hey, you want to
Go,
throw your?
go get him.
Do we frustrate you enough to throw your glove into a crowd? We can't do this.
I don't think we're going to frustrate him that
Join
much.
us. Join
Yes,
us.
please.
With the Mets, I
Please.
mean, the issue with the Mets is the payroll, right? If they didn't have such a high payroll, then and it'd be a mark like just so much more understanding,
Yeah.
much more understanding of the situation. If the payroll was lower, everyone would be like, you know what, it makes sense. They're the A's, right? They're not investing the money. But the problem is they have this massive bankroll.
Right.
Right. Last time I looked, I think they're top 7, I believe.
Yeah. And it sucks because like they have the payroll, yet they don't have the expectation of that payroll. Like that's the sad part. Like there's no expectation for them to win, you know? And so like that's like the frustrating thing. And we've said it before, like the Mets are gonna Met, right? Like that's just what they do. Like they got the new owner, Stephen Cohen.
Yes.
And, he was all about, he threw money at Francisco Lindor. He threw money at Max Scherzer. He threw money at the wrong guys. And it's kind of blowing up in his face right now. Like if I were him, I would cut Lindor or I would trade him for little to nothing. Just get that contract off the books and actually start rebuilding the team and get a good baseball mind in that for that club because it's just not working out right now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So I was actually wrong. I apologize. They have the highest payroll in baseball.
Wow.
The highest payroll in baseball. 2024, the New York Mets sit atop the payroll overall, $311 million. They have a higher payroll than the Yankees, who are leading the American League East at 39-19.
Wow.
Right. So the Yankees they're playing great baseball. By the way, the Mets are 23-33. They are 15.5 games back of the Phillies. I realize it's only May. The World Series not won nor lost in the month of May, but you can certainly lose the playoffs in May. If you're 20 games back, you're going to begin to struggle. And the
Wow.
Phillies show no sign of slowing down. They're 39-18. The Braves are 31-23. The Brewers 33-23. The second team in that division is 27-27. And then, of course, in the West, the Dodgers 36-22. The Giants are one game above 500. So they are nowhere near the
Wow.
playoffs. And you look at the teams that are ahead of them that have a lesser payroll, which is everyone. It makes a bit more sense when you're talking about the worst team. They're not necessarily the worst team in baseball because they're the worst team record-wise. They're the worst team because they're spending the most money to be that atrocious. So that makes sense to me. I hope the Dodgers get Lopez. I'd love to see him. We can fix him. We fix all pitchers. So come on down.
Here's the thing. The Oakland Athletics, their payroll is $84 million
Oh my
compared to the
God.
Mets at 303.
Don't tell me they have a better record. Don't tell me.
They're 23-34, and the Mets are 22-33. So they're both 11 games under 500.
It's 100 and what? That's like 200 million, 200. Oh my God.
Almost 300 million. It's 250 million.
That's insane. That's insane. That's an insane difference. Lopez, come on down. You're right. And then I lied a second ago. I said the biggest news in sports. The biggest news in sports is actually the fact that the Brevity Fantasy Football League is back. We are starting a dynasty league. Fantasy football. It's going to be legendary. It's going to be incredible.
Half-point PPR, and then more details to come later. Once we hash things out through like the Constitution.
We got to hash some stuff out.
It's being hashed as we speak. One of my boys, he just joined right now. We just joined. So we are, I think, are almost at capacity. I think
we're already at 11. We're already at 11.
Yeah, yep. We need one more to join, and we are full. But there's invites out, people. So don't worry. Don't worry. We're good. It's not like we need people right now, but we'll let you know if we do. We'll let you know. But I don't think so. There's a wait list. There's a wait list.
There's a wait list.
That's right.
As our fandom grows, if you subscribe and follow us on all major social media, tell us that and we'll consider it. We will heavily consider it.
That's right.
So
I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a startup draft within the next month. I'm hoping. And then, NFL is just right around the corner. We're 2 months out from training camp starting. And man, it's going to be good.
Let's get it.
I can't wait, guys.
Oh, football's so close.
Oh, so good. So good.
Can't wait. The Rams are going to just crush it. Crush it.
We'll see.
Listen, we should end the podcast, but I'm a huge nerd. And I got to tell you guys, the Americans are coming. If you're listening to this podcast, listen, all right? French Open's going down right now. I know it's not a popular sport. It's tennis, okay? But the Americans are playing such great tennis right now. We got Fritz, we got Shelton, we got Korda. They're all in the third round, okay, of tennis in the French Open. I'm sure there's others, but those are the ones I've been paying attention to. I've been watching a ton of French Open when I get home because it's just something on, right? Like the NBA, right. The NBA is dwindling, NHL's dwindling, right? You got to wait till like 5 or 6 o'clock to watch it. French Open, everyone's playing right now, and they're just beating the tar out of the ball. I love it. So go USA. Let's get it. Let's bring it home. Rafael Nadal already lost, the greatest tennis champion on clay ever. He'll never be matched. Incredible. He was out his first round, so it does feel like it's a passing of the guard on some level. Close to Joker. Of course, the Joker's still doing his thing. Novak just is not slowing down. He's also in the third round, but the Americans are going to have something to say about it. I'd love to see a Shelton Joker rematch a la US Open last year. But yes, Big Z, this has been a fun podcast. Say bye to the people.
People, hope you have a good weekend whenever you hear this. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, do everything. That's going to help us out. A like really, 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 really helps us out. So that would be, if you had to choose one thing to do, please like the video on YouTube. But hope you guys enjoy your weekend with your loved ones, your friends, your family, and some playoff hockey. And that's about it. NBA Finals doesn't start till next week. So yeah, enjoy it.
Boom. Go drop us a like. Go drop us a follow. Most importantly, go look at Big Z, not realize that his mic is muted. It is hilarious. Have a great week, great night, great weekend, great everything. We love you. Thank you again.